Hello friends, welcome to radio frequency classes. In today's topic, I'll be teaching you how to find out the V maximum and V minimum location for a particular given load impedance. So let's see the situation. So before starting directly that V maxima and V minima, just I would like to give a small recap. As we know, this is the center point of this Smith chart. So here reflection coefficient gamma will be 0, VSWR will be 1, real part of impedance R will be equal to 1, and reactive part plus minus Jx will be equal to 0. Another important point is at the outer circle here, which is R is equal to 0. So at this point, this gamma reflection coefficient will be equal to 1 and VSWR will be equal to infinity. And this reactive part will be maximum and R will be 0. So these points we have to remember. Another important point is this: when we are taking it as an impedance chart, when I'll take it as an admittance chart, Y, okay, not as a ZL, but we'll take it as a YL, then these points will be opposite, these 2 points. So now we are talking about the normalized load impedance, or we are going to plot the load impedance, and for this particular given load impedance we are going to find out the V maximum and V minimum location. So short circuit means impedance is 0, it means here voltage will be minimum, and this side is infinity means open circuit, so voltage will be having maximum value, and vice versa for current. I will be minimum here and I will be maximum here. So for a particular given load we can find out the V maxima and V minima. Now moving further, I have taken a point. The point is ZL. Okay, so a load impedance is 60 plus 80J. So as I told you in my previous classes also, first we will normalize it to plot it on the Smith chart. So capital ZL divided by Z0. Characteristic impedance I have taken here as a 50 ohm for a given transmission line. So my normalized load impedance will be 1.2 plus 1.6. So here you can see 1.2 real circle and 1.6 reactive circle plus 1.6. So the intersection of these 2 points will give us the normalized load impedance on Smith chart. Now, so for this particular load impedance, we have to find out the V maximum and V minimum location on the Smith chart. So as you can see, what we have to do, once we have plotted this data, then we will take from the center to this point as a radius and draw a circle. And this circle is called as a constant VSWR circle. So how to find out this VSWR value? We can find out from this point. Okay, that center line intersects this constant VSWR circle. That point we have to read. Just remember that center point is 1 and this point is infinity. So value will lie between 1 and infinity for VSWR. So this is also VSWR range. Okay, minimum possible VSWR is 1 here, ideal value, and maximum is infinity. So always it will lie between this. Okay, it cannot go below 1. Okay, so you can check it out when you are finding out for given load VSWR. Here you can read it this point, that is 4. So for this particular load impedance, VSWR will be 4 and that will be constant throughout this transmission line when we are moving on the transmission line. So now we are interested to find out the V maxima and V minima location for this given load impedance. So as we can see, if we have a transmission line and we have a load, so for this kind of a standing wave will be formed inside the transmission line. So what we have to see is these are the V minima locations, these all are V minima location, and these points are V maximum. So we know that full wave is having lambda by 2, total wavelength is given as lambda, okay, and half is lambda by 2. So we can see between two minima points the wavelength is lambda by 2, or we can say same way between two maxima points. Okay, this side is opposite, but if we have a same side like V maxima and V minima, then also it will be true. We have lambda by 2 distance between two maxima, and between one maxima and one minima, distance is lambda by 4. Okay, is equals to 0.25 lambda. So for how to calculate the V minima and V maxima point for this given load. Load was 1.2 plus 1.6, this point. So what we have to do, from center line to this point, extend the line outer side. Okay, and read the point here. These outer values are given in terms of lambda. So just I will give you a recap. This point is 0 lambda. Exactly at 90 degree, you will be having 0.125 lambda. And this point is 0.250 lambda. Here it is 0.375 at minus 90 degree, and this point is 0.50 lambda. So total Smith chart is having 0.5 lambda, lambda by 2, and then again that value repeats itself. So what we have to do is we have to find out this point, and then we have to read out the value in terms of wavelength. So definitely we know that this point is 0.125 and this is 0.250. So the value will lie in between this. So here you can read out it is 0.18 and this is 0.19. So 0.2, 0.4, 0.6. So 0.186 is the value where our load lies in terms of wavelength. So we have to move towards generator. Okay, we are moving towards generator, this side, always from load to generator, and this movement is towards generator, wavelength towards generator. So from here to here, so this point already we know. Okay, this is open circuit point. Okay, it is called as a V maxima point. So this is 0.250. So our load point we can calculate as a 0.250 minus 0.186 lambda. Okay, so this point will be V maxima. So I hope it is clear. So you can have it here. 0.064 lambda is the length from here to first maxima, this point, and then V minima. So between V maxima and V minima distance is around lambda by 4. So you can add just from here to here is 0.250 lambda. How? Because this point is 0.50 and 0.250 is this point. So this point 1 minus 2 will give you the distance between the V maxima and V minima. Consequently, again maxima, if you want, you can add the plus 0.25 at your V minimum value. Okay. So what is the V minimum value now? V maxima was 0.064. So V minimum will be V maxima value 0.064 plus 0.250. So 4, 6 and 5, 1, and this is 3. So 0.314 lambda. Okay, so our V minima will be, I'll write it here, V minimum will be 0.314 lambda. So this way we can find out the V maximum and V minimum point for a given load. And if it is same way, it is asked that what would be the reflection coefficient, so we can read this value, okay, and then multiply with 50 ohm and use the formula ZL minus Z0 by ZL plus Z0, you will get it. And angle you can find out from here to this point, you can read it out. These angles are given for finding the reflection coefficient. Already I made the video to find out the reflection coefficient. You can have a look on this and find out. Next point is, once you got it, suppose it is asked that okay, find out the second maxima. So whatever is this value, once you got the value V maxima, just add 0.5 lambda, you will get the another maxima. Okay, so that will be 0.564. Same way, you got the V minima point, add 0.5 lambda, again you will get the next minima point. Likewise, infinite maxima minima is possible. Okay, but it depends what is the length of your transmission line, how many maxima and minima will come from the load point. So this way you can find it out the V maximum and V minimum point. Thank you for watching the video. If you feel happy and content is appropriate for you, kindly share and subscribe the channel. Thank you. In next video, I'll teach you how to find out the input impedance for a given load impedance using a Smith chart. Thank you.